What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with the brand new TLC update finally hitting on consoles. Here you go. You can see here the new and improved RG 2.0. Look how great it looks. It looks absolutely beautiful. It looks much more like you would expect an Argentavis to look instead of that weird bird looking thing we had before this. Now just look at how majestic it does. So today we'll be going over its new abilities, its obviously new looks, its new sounds, and it just feels like it can fly a lot better than what it did before. It just feels a lot smoother. Alrighty, you can see there the landing animation looks absolutely sick, and he stands much more taller now. The Argentavis before was kind of very narrow and like symmetrical. This guy has like a nice curvature to his body, which is nice to see. Now, some of the new abilities that the Argentavis has, we're going to go over the first one here, is its saddle. Now you can see here, its saddle, you have the ability... Okay, and there you go. You can see the new Raptor buff coming into play there, with the Raptor just pulling us off our RG and totally ripping us to smithereens. This isn't how things were supposed to go. We weren't supposed to get ganged up on by a bunch of Raptors, and our poor RG can't even get over here to help us. This is going out swell. We're just going to have to kill these Raptors. Obviously, we'll be going over the Raptors as well in a separate video when we get the chance to. But right now, we are focusing on the RG. It just seems that fate had a funny way of dealing both hands to us today. Luckily, we had creative mode activated. Otherwise, we would have been absolutely shredded to smithereens. Okay. Now, like I was saying before the Raptors rudely interrupted us, we have a crafting inventory on the RG. So much like the Beaver and the Thorny Dragon, you can actually use the Argentavis as a portable smithy creating thing. So you can see here where we're able to make weapons, ammo, anything you can make in a smithy, you can make on the back of your RG now, which is great because obviously it sets in with the extra weight distribution that the Argentavis has, which we will also go over shortly. But it's just a great way of being able to, utilize the RG on the go, create guns for yourself, use it while raiding. You run out of crossbows, grappling hooks, anything like that, you can just quickly remake it on the back of your RG and you'll be set. It's a great way to make, grenades on the run for PvP, everything that you could possibly need, most of the stuff that you could possibly need could be made on the back of an RG now, which is great. Now, like I was saying previously, you can actually reduce the amount of raw materials in the RG's inventory now. It's a great new update as well, so it makes ferrying resources between base to base and, terrain to base even better now. So essentially, the Argentavis can now carry excessive materials and cut their weight down by 50%. So these materials include obsidian, metal, metal ingots, polymer, and stone. Everything else is pretty much the same, but bloody hell, more Raptors. These things are nuts. But like I was saying, the RG can carry 50% more obsidian, metal, metal ingots, polymer, and stone. Which, polymer, not too much of a biggie because obviously polymer's not too heavy. But the metal ingots and the stone as well as the obsidian is great because you can obviously ferry that back to your base much more easier now. If you've got portable refining forges on the top of mountains, you can easily ferry back the metal ingots on your RG now, which is great. And then you can put blueprints inside the RG's inventory and make items like that, which is great because obviously the high tier blueprints are going to require lots more materials, so you can easily do it on the back of an RG. So that's its main, resource-wise update. But it also has a new update where it's actually able to carry more creatures as well. Now, I'm pretty sure Carnos are limited. I don't think we can actually pick Carnos up. No, you can't. But you can pick up Parasaurs. We did have some just up here before the Raptors rudely interrupted us. The Scallymimus we should be able to pick up. But you can essentially now pick up creatures with your claws and your actual beak as well. Was that Listro? What are they? Megaloceratuses? Here we go. Let's try and pick these guys up. So the smaller creatures you can actually pick up with the beak. So like your Lystrosaurus, your Dodos, your humans even. You can all pick those up with your beak. However, the larger creatures you can still pick up with your claws. Now some of these have changed. You can pick up Parasaurs and whatnot. And you have lost the ability to pick up other certain creatures as well. I'm not 100% sure what those creatures are just yet. But this list has changed slightly. But you can see it kind of looks funky the way they pick them up now. You've kind of just got one of your claws dangling while the other one actually carries the creature. It's a slightly weird new ability, but it's a great ability for ferrying players and other dinos to taming pens across the map, to enemy bases, anything like that. It just works out really well. And obviously, like I said, they do have the ability to carry less resources, which is great. carry more resources, just reduce the amount of weight those resources weigh, which is also a very unique and great ability. Look how he's just holding it with one claw. It's so strange. It's great though. It's wonderful. Now, another really unique ability that the Argentavis has is that it can essentially restore its health significantly faster by consuming corpses. So you can see over here that Megalosaurus that we just picked up is going to be our dinner right now. So the Argentavis kind of has like a vulture kind of feel to it now, because you can obviously consume the corpses to gain health quicker. There you go, and you can see we're getting attacked by a bunch of terror birds now, and you can see he's actually got, it's not a new attack, but the way that they've done it is different. You can see he lifts up his front foot. That is a new ability animation that they have implemented for the Argentavis with the TLC patch, which is great. You know, it's something different, something we're not used to, which is really useful, and it looks pretty cool. Now, this terror bird has the goals to run away from us. Well, we're going to teach him a lesson not to mess with us, and I don't know if you can actually pick up terror birds. Where's he gone? We've just lost the terror bird. Great. Why does nothing ever go to plan when we try to do videos? There it is. Or is that just something different? No, that's a Purlovia. Alright, you know what? We're going to kill the Purlovia. Hopefully this doesn't run away from us. Here we go. So you can see here, we've got the corpse in front of us. Our Argy's health is on what? 16, just under 1700 health. We have just gone up to, look at that, you can see his actual health regenerating right now. You can see the little top right corner, we've got that ability coming in. I'm trying to see, yeah, you can see their health regeneration increase, which is great. And you can see the little health things flowing around our head, which is great. This is, you know, makes the Argentavis a really good weapon of mass destruction, because you can technically pump his melee damage incredibly high, fly around killing alphas and whatnot, anything you wanted really, and you'll easily be able to regenerate health a lot quicker than you would by force feeding them. Granted, force feeding does increase their health more, but the passive regeneration that the Argentavis have received now is great. And essentially, if you're fighting like large herbivores or anything like that, you can essentially feed off them one by one while your health buff degenerates. So you have 19 seconds in between health buffs. If you space that in between fighting and biting the corpse of the creature that you've just killed, you'll essentially get 60 seconds worth of health regeneration, which is great. So aside from that, that is pretty much all the Argy's new abilities that it has received. Along with its new look, its model update, and just looking absolutely schmick right now. It looks great, I've got to say. The devs really did good on the Argentavis. Look how majestic it looks. It looks much more like a carrion eater, like a vulture kind of thing. But, you know, it looks great. Its wingspan also looks considerably larger as well, I might add. It looks much more like a condor now than, you know, a giant fluffy bird than like it did before. So I definitely recommend getting yourselves an Argentavis if you haven't already gotten them now with the TLC pass. And their beak looks absolutely ferocious as well. But other than that, we've pretty much covered all their abilities aside from their beak one. We didn't really showcase that off too well. I'll show you now actually. While we've got the Argy here, you can actually summon in, or you know, just go around flying looking for dodos, Lystosauruses, even humans you can actually carry in around with you in their beak. So we're just going to spawn in a dodo for you quickly now, just to showcase the Argentavis carrying it at the same time as another creature. So you can essentially ferry two creatures at once with the Argentavis now. Okay, and here we go, we've got the dodo here. And there you go, you can see the dodo is in the Argy's mouth, and the Argentavis isn't actually doing any damage to the dodo while it's in its mouth. This goes the same for wild creatures. It's great, but you can see he kind of looks really cool like that actually. You get like a nice close-up of his face. You can see there the Argentavis carries the dodo with ease. You can do this with Lystosauruses, other human players. It's great. You know, you can then fly around, grab another creature that you're so after. Now, to do these abilities, obviously, they're different buttons. So for consoles, it's the left trigger and the right thumbstick you have to actually click to pick them up. But you can see there, it's great. You're able to carry both creatures, so you can easily utilize this and then have one on your shoulder as well, which is a great way for raiding as well, because the way that you think about it, you can easily carry light creatures or even other creatures that, you know, will assist you in raiding. Microraptors, vultures, anything like that, you know, the Argentavis can easily carry in its mouth and in its talons. So guys, that'll conclude today's TLC Insight video for the Argentavis. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm 100% sure I didn't miss anything. But other than that, stay tuned for more of the TLC creatures that have just come out. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Got this soul.